Hi again. So, by now you've probably seen the video on the character map, which is your other bookworm choice. And if you didn't like the idea of that one, then you have this option to select from also. So this is called the bio poem. This is another 10-point assignment. The other one was 10 points. This one was 10 points. You're going to do one of the two. This one might be a little bit less writing, but you're probably going to have to be a little more thoughtful, and you're going to need to go back to your book and look for information. So for this assignment, just like on the last one, you won't write anything on this page. This is just information on how to do the assignment and how it will be graded. You will put all of your answers on the second page, which I'll get to in just a second. So for this bio poem, you'll write 9 lines about your particular book. And again, it must be a book that you are currently reading this quarter or a book that you have just recently finished, and double check with us that it's still okay to use. You're not using something from the summer or something from last year. This needs to be a current book that you are reading. So for this one, you'll write 9 lines. You'll answer each of these questions, which I'll go through on the next page. So it's 1 point per line. And then you have 1 point for filling out the information on the title and your page at the top of the next sheet. So here's what you'll do. On the next page, you'll see the bio poem. You will write a poem about a character in your book. Your objective is to show the depth of your understanding of this character. On each line of the poem, you will provide only the information requested for that line. For lines 3 through 8, you will begin each line with the words given and supply the information requested in parentheses. Your objective is to show the depth of your understanding about this character as it's been revealed since the beginning of your story. So on this page where you'll actually do the assignment, and let me make this window smaller so that you can actually see what this says, you will put your book title up here, put your page number here, because what you say about your character is probably going to be different if you're on page 50 than if you're on page 350. So we need to know how far you are in your book to understand what you're going to write here. Then you're going to use these little reminders over here to fill in each of the lines on this side. So this line will be your character's name. It doesn't have to be the main character, but it will be easiest to use the main character for your choice here, because you're probably going to know the most about the main character. So here you're going to put the character's first name right here in this line. Then you will list 4 traits that describe the character. So this will be a line of text that you type in. You're going to click here and type, and you'll separate that with commas. And what we mean by character traits are adjectives, descriptive words. So you might say kind, generous, thoughtful, ambitious, or whatever words you think would best describe that character. You don't want to just say good, nice, those kind of bland words that don't mean much. You want to be as specific as you can be. Then for the next line, which is line 3, it says lover of. So it says 3 items, objects, ideas, or people. So you would say like lover of gymnastics, comma, helping her friends, comma, and being on the honor roll, or whatever is important to your character. It's going to be unique to your character. What you're not going to do is say something like this: lover of people and animals and stuff. That's not going to be specific enough to show that you understand your character. Be specific to what is going on in your book. The next line says who believes. So then you're going to do one concept or idea. So think about your character. Think about what their one main biggest belief would be. So it might be who believes that family is the most important thing in life, or who believes that school is important to succeed, or who believes that baseball is the best sport to play. It has to be something specific that your character believes. For line 5, which is this one, it's who feels, and you'll finish this sentence. Who feels, and you don't want to say who feels sad, angry, and happy. That is not going to be specific enough. You're going to have to give examples. So who feels upset when they lose the championship game, comma, angry when they fail their math test, comma, and joyful when they win the cross-country race, or whatever the case might be for your story. So what they feel, and then a tiny bit about why they feel that way. You cannot just say who feels angry, happy, sad. If you do that, it will not be enough to get you credit. Then for the next line, who wants? And it says list 3 things. And again, you have to be specific. So not who wants Cheez-Its and pizza and internet access. It has to be who wants Cheez-Its as a snack every day after school, and pizza for a class reward at the end of the school year, and who wants, what was the last thing I said? I don't even remember. Ugh. Whatever the last thing I said, you have to be specific. So if they want to win the cross-country race, you have to say, and wants to win the cross-country race against whatever school it is that they're playing. So be specific. Then for the next line, we have who gives, and we're doing who gives 3 things. And this can't just be who gives handshakes, high fives, and smiles. It has to be specific. Who gives handshakes to the person that they met at the interview, who gives a smile to every person they may meet in the hallway, something like that. Be specific to your book. And then who said, so here's where you'll need your book. So you have to give a direct quote, and this is not a random thing from your book like who said hello and thrown in quotation marks. You need to find a quote in your book that represents what your characters really like, and you will put that down in this line. So you'll say, for example, who said winning isn't everything. If they said that in the book, you could use that. Or who said, I can't believe we won the race. Whatever the case might be. Has to be a specific quote, not just who said, see you later. Unless that is something crucial to the book or super important to the book, that's not going to work. And then the last line here would be the character's last name, because we were just putting the first name up here. So down here, you're going to put the character's last name. Or if we don't know the character's last name, you could put a description of the character in that box. So this one might look like it's going to be a lot shorter than the other one, but I think it requires you to be a little more thoughtful, and so it should take around the same amount of time. So you're going to do this one or the character map so that you can show us that you're making good progress in your free reading book and that you understand what you are reading. If, as you are working, you don't remember what you need to do, you need to come back and rewatch this video, because when you're finished, this chart should all be filled out and you should be following these guidelines. Be specific. That's my best advice for you on this one. All right, good luck.